Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. In this video I go through the roadmap each week, letting you know what has changed. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you guys so much for all the support. If you do want to support the channel further, it is all very much appreciated. All the links are in the description below. So the roadmap changes this week were pretty substantial, with a lot of new cards being added to the 3.12 branch. There are some pretty exciting updates which I will get to, but first, the Mercury Star Runner is now in polishing. This is when CIG will begin to tease us by spawning it in the game. So I would expect to see the Mercury Star Runner make an appearance in some streams, maybe even over the weekend, and possibly release in the 3.11.1 build sometime next week. This isn't confirmed, it is just me speculating based on what we have seen in the past, so fingers crossed this is the case, and I can finally start that giveaway. So, Alpha 3.12 has received a lot of new cards. Now the majority of these are in the AI section of the roadmap for a very specific reason. The roadmap roundup says this: with the release of Alpha 3.12, a Navy Idris will now be the final line of defense at armistice zones of rest stops. Should criminals with a high enough combined crime stat enter the armistice zone, a Navy Idris will be called in to deal with them. So it appears as though they are getting some use out of this Idris after all, and most of the AI updates are specifically dealing with the spawning of this ship and its combat capabilities. Anyway, let us take a look at the changes for 3.12. So kicking off with gameplay, there is a new card which is the Mining UI Refactor. This is at 67% complete, with 4 out of 6 tasks being done. 2 of them now remain. This is what we saw in the most recent Inside Star Citizen, giving us a much clearer overview of the mining process, the consumables, cargo capacity, volatile cargo, all in real time. With the new building blocks conversion, it is going to be very useful. Station-based refining is at 89% complete, with 62 out of 70 tasks being done. 5 were completed, 1 was added, 8 now remain. Now the Greycat multi-tool tractor beam was moved to the gameplay section, as it is more involving about gameplay rather than weapons and items, I guess. That is at 40% complete, with 10 out of 25 tasks being done. 3 were completed over the course of last week, but they have added a further 9, and there is a bit of a new description. It says the first implementation of this feature will primarily be used for quick and remotely moving cargo and miscellaneous objects in space. The tractor beam is a device that allows you to remotely move objects towards or away from you, both on foot and in EVA, without the need for physical contact. The size and weight of the object will determine how far you can move it, while in EVA the tractor beam can also be used as a grapple hook to quickly latch onto objects to pull yourself towards it. This device is sounding more and more exciting, and it does open up a wealth of new gameplay opportunities. Whether we will see those opportunities in 3.12, I don't know. I'm very hopeful for this, but it is going to be a very useful device nonetheless. Anyway, moving on, the elevator panel updates are at 57% complete, with 8 out of 14 tasks being done. 4 were completed, only 6 remain there. We have 3 other new gameplay cards. One of them is the Countermeasures version 1.1, and this is in polishing, and it says with these improvements to countermeasure gameplay, the amount of deployed countermeasures will play more of an important role in the chance of spoofing missiles. Single countermeasures will be less effective, but players will have the ability to choose how many should be fired with each burst. Different missiles will have a varying degree of countermeasure resilience. It'll be interesting to see how well we can utilize that for different missiles. The next new one is torpedo attack, counterbalance and behavior. That's also in polishing, which is a rebalance of the size 9 torpedoes. It says they are now much deadlier, with only a few direct hits required to bring down larger ships. This extra damage comes at the cost of speed, however, affording the opportunity for ships to counterattack by destroying them. And then the final one for gameplay, which is new, is capital ships, turrets, and torpedo visual effects and sound effects improvements. Again, in polishing, it says improvements to destruction death masks, turret firing, missile trails, and torpedo visuals and sound effects to enhance the look and feel of combat against and destruction of capital ships. It is going to be phenomenal taking on this Idris. I cannot wait, especially when we all manage to take it down. Anyway, swiftly on to ships. The Asperia Talon and Asperia Shrike are both at 52% complete, with 23 out of 44 tasks being done. 5 were completed last week, but they did add a further 15, so now 11 remain. For weapons, the Bearing FS9 light machine gun is at 20% complete, with 1 out of 5 tasks being done. Only 1 completed, so still 4 to go, and the Gemini AO3 sniper rifle is at 33% complete, with 2 out of 6 tasks being done. 2 were completed, 4 to go. So, on to AI. Now, there are a few new AI cars, like I mentioned earlier, and they are all in the polishing phase. The first one being AI intercepting torpedoes, and it says adding functionality allowing ship AI to intercept and shoot down incoming torpedoes. This goes in line with making the torpedo gameplay more challenging and realistic, and scoring hits more rewarding. Shooting down incoming torpedoes will help defend capital and gunships from bombers. So this is going to open up the more tactical opportunities for us to use these bombers, like the Eclipse, the Retaliator, and try and work together to take these big ships down while they try and take down our torpedoes. It is going to be quite a battle going on, I think, when they implement this. The next one is AI fire mode usage and targeting priorities. It says implemented functionality to allow the ship AI to charge weapons and use several fire modes and rates of fire, such as burst. AI turret target priorities were changed to vary according to the type of ship and turret it's on, the size of the turret, and angular range, assuring they focus on high priority targets they are effective against and able to hit. Just giving the AI a bit more ability there. Now the next one is AI accuracy convergence, and it says ship and turret AI accuracy changed to a convergence based system, allowing for more believable accuracy that rewards players for taking evasive action. And then the final one is capital ship behavior improvements, and this says improvements to ship AI focused on maneuvering, targeting and weapon use of the capital ships. This involves ensuring that the ship has full awareness of its loadout, available turrets and size or number of combatants it's facing. The pilot will react and position the ship accordingly to each combat scenario. So quite a lot of updates there. It is going to be very exciting taking on this Idris. Those are mostly all in polishing by the sounds of things. So hopefully sometime in November we will probably start seeing leaks of this Idris. It is definitely something that we are going to try and take on as an org or as a group of players while we're streaming, just attacking these space stations and seeing if we can get this Idris to spawn in and seeing how difficult it'll be to take it down. A lot of this will probably help with the balancing and work done for Squadron 42 as well, so it's understandable why they probably want to bring it in now to get it tested. I am very excited to see all this come together. It looks as though 3.12 will be quite interesting. Anyway, do make sure that you hit that subscribe button and tick that notification bell if you want to be notified when my videos go live. Hit the like button if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour, and come and hang out over on twitch.tv/supermacbrothers. Everybody is welcome. Thank you again to my patrons and channel members. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.